I wanna know the spell that I'm under. Her love is blind, baby, I wonder. What is you on now? What is you on now? You only love me when it's December. Love you forever, baby, I wanna. What is you on now? What is you on now? You unpredictable, so unbelievable. I cannot leave you alone. I wanna leave you at home. I really need you, you be on the go. We on the low. I sent you message, you left it on froze. Now that shit melted, my left wrist on froze. Damn, that's ironic, you used to be gold. I got the money and all of the hoes. You want it from me, I won't let it go. When I was bumming, you acted so slow. Now I came up and now you won't go. But you should've stayed down, it's not how it goes. I wanna know the spell that I'm under. Her love is blind, baby, I wonder. What is you on now? What is you on now? You only love me when it's December. Love you forever, baby, I wanna. What is you on now? What is you on now? Sex is immaculate, I gotta get back to it. I got a back to flip, you just be smacking lips, oh. You act so average, oh. Looking for leverage, no. It's gonna be better than all them niggas you was involved with. Told you that I'm with all the shits. Calling your mom if you call it quits. You don't get it, you get all the dick. Then I must leave cause I'm ballin', bitch. You don't get bought, you get all of me.
Peace, man. What's going on? It's the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. Shout out to the Patreon family, patreon.com/Hood Mystic. Today, continuing the alchemy. The content kind of slowed up because I'm really doing this alchemy, and it's a real thing, you know, and actually doing it. I'm like doing it, notating it, putting out the article, and then talking about it. So this is the talking about it part. This is step 3 out of 4. Today we're going to be discussing the Citrinitas phase. Previous videos we've discussed the Negredo phase and the Albedo phase. This is just the yellowing phase, and throughout this video, I'll have plenty of disclaimers. I'll organize my notes so this video should come across very clear. I know exactly what I'm trying to say, and I just want to let you know that you may have not heard this information before. I know I haven't heard it. Like I've been through different experiences, spiritual experiences. I've never been through anything quite like this. And so to just documenting it, just talking about it, this is some new information. So, you know, in the conscious community, everything is just constantly regurgitated, and it's like, the only difference between the information is that you just never heard it before, but that means it's still regurgitated. I can go on record and say you can scour through YouTube, you can scour through Google, you can scour through Facebook. You'll never hear anything like this because I've actually created this. This is actually my work. And so the thing about alchemy, why it has to be personal, why it has to be talked about, is because you can't study up on it. A lot of people are like, what's a good book for alchemy? What's a good lecture for alchemy? What's a good YouTube video for alchemy? And it's like, I'm sure you'll find it's very confusing, right? Because everybody has the book, everybody does the research, everybody references alchemy, right? We all reference, you've heard it before, but then have somebody break it down. It's hard to really break down for real. Like, it's hard to pinpoint. So you don't know if you're talking about turning actual lead into gold in medieval times, or you psychologically doing it, and okay, that's cool. I'm doing alchemy. You know how conscious people, I'm conscious, so it's just whatever. I'm a Hebrew Israelite today, and then I ain't with that. That's whack. I'm Afrocentric, just all. Then I'm with the with this group down here and that group up here. Now I'm more. Now I'm Muslim. Now I'm 5%, and it's just I'm Christian. All of these different things. Alchemy, I guess, is saying all of that is bullshit, and you are the religion, and you are the God, and instead of just saying it, you actually go through the process. So Negredo was a process, Albedo is a process, Citrinitas is a process, and these are actual things. These aren't things that we just sit and talk about and kick the shit back and forth, you know what I'm saying, about, and oh, that was good, brother, that was one of the most powerful lectures, man, I went home and really thought about that shit, man, it made me look at my wife differently, man, that shit was powerful, man. Like, no, it ain't that. It's like, okay, I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it my way, but I'm going to do it. This is where you get into the conscious community, and they specifically say, we're inundated with the phrase, do the work. And so this is the work. Alchemy is the work that needs to be done. Anything that you're doing before alchemy is kind of practice, kind of test, and just getting prepared. And I know I'm kind of rambling, but let me take a pause and say peace to everybody on the live. Shireen, Saturn, Jazz, Straight Panther, Shangus Supreme, Wigs, Meadow. Thank you guys for vibing with me on this Monday evening, but we're gonna just get straight into it. So this is step 3 of Alchemy Explained. I have a playlist on my YouTube page. You can always check those previous 2 videos to get caught up. If you're catching this video before the live, or you just watching it or whatever, if this is interesting to you and you like, this is the shit that I might want to get into, check out the Negredo video, check out the Albedo video. And if you asking for a book, you're just gonna have to go for what you know, because as I stated earlier, this is not a level of the conscious game where you sitting in your bed and you got a whole bunch of books out, you got a whole bunch of notes out, and you just in your little pajamas, studying, feeling good that you learning information, and you go to work the next day feeling so good that you increase your knowledge, you got smarter, but alchemy, that's like increasing your ego. It's just another level of the ego. So and the Negredo process, which I'll go through each process in this video, but I just want to set everybody up, why would you want to go through alchemy? Alchemy is like having a car, and instead of just purchasing the car, you actually get your maintenance certificate, your ASE certification. You know how to fix an engine, you know how to fix a tire, you know how to replace a door if need be, you know how to replace a steering wheel, pedals, take the stereo out, replace the seats, replace the trunk, do body work, do inner work, all types of shit. You can detail that motherfucker. Everything about the car you know how to do. Wouldn't that be more of a value to you? Like just having a car and knowing whatever happens to this motherfucker, I could fix it, right? So generally in this lifetime, based upon our particular society where we're at, you don't know how to fix yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? You going to Ayana Van Zant telling her to fix your life, when it comes to you absolutely clueless. And we can try our best, we start eating the meat, we start working out, we start meditating, we doing this shit, right? God knows we are doing this shit. We really doing this shit. Like, we really studying though, right? we really meditating at a certain point, but it's still something, right? It's still something like, I'm still Thomas from Cleveland State, you know. Like, gives a fuck about Thomas, like, you know, just doing his everyday mundane thing, you know, but he's meditating, he's watching, you know, the Phil Valentines, the Seven Bomars, he's up on the knowledge, but your family's still treating you like Thomas, right? They can't see, you know, Ra-El Nefer, your profile on Facebook and Black Planet. They can't see that side. So why do you want to do alchemy? Because you want to fully be Ra-Un Nefer. You no longer are Thomas. Even yesterday was Malcolm X's birthday, and that was the first time I got introduced to, you know, getting rid of your slave name, brother. You know, you overcoming that shit, right? Because you don't know how much power it is in changing your name till you actually change it. You don't know how much powerful you are once you actually release the shackles of what you were taught as a child. And little disclaimer, individuation, if you serious about this shit, you can't be figuring that because your mama and daddy had you and you were part of the Brown family that somehow they up on it because they birthed you and you didn't die. It's billions of people in your same shoes, and when you really serious about this shit, that shit is a wash. It ain't bad, it ain't good, but look, what I'm on is a little bit different than paying your Sears Roebuck on time, ma. You like, I'm trying to see, at one level you'd be like, oh, I'm trying to reverse some general curses, and it's like, well, okay. The next level of the game is reclaiming who you are. And in order to reclaim who you are, my nigga, you have to realize who you are not. And your parents' vision of you, or your guardian's vision of you, they named you, they dressed you, they've clothed you, they've housed you, and that birth to 7-year period, why it's so crucial in overall development, is because those imprints that you set, hard to break those shits. Like, you still sitting in front of TV eating your cereal like it's Saturday in 1987. You know what I'm saying? It's 30 years later, and you still, you know, sipping your milk out your bowl and, you know, doing all types of crazy shit, because that shit right there, you know, and it's how you parent. Because I parent my children like I was parented. We all do that. Thus in lies the problem of society and human nature. How could we learn if we're only doing things that the previous generation have embedded in us? And whether good, whether bad, we've come to the understanding that we're changing, that we're going deep into those imprints, and we're creating new imprints. And in this space, the concept that we're gonna work as we weave and thread our way through this video is, you are changing from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And so the main disclaimer that I will say now, and I'll repeat a little later, if you still have things to do as a caterpillar, then this talk is not for you. Because caterpillars is going to do what caterpillars do. If you have went deep within the cocoon, and from that cocoon you have separated from that cocoon, and now you're trying to learn to fly, this talk is for you. If you ain't went deep down into your darkness and shed all of that and ready to shed everything that is like, about being a caterpillar. Yeah, I love being a caterpillar, did crazy caterpillar shit, being a caterpillar is awesome, caterpillars, whatever. But my nigga, I got this opportunity to fly. So I'm at 86 on y'all niggas. I'll catch you on the rebound. Hopefully I can document this and phrase this in a perfect right way that if you ever want to reach me flying through the air, doing what I'm doing in my butterfly shit, you'll know how to do it, because I'm trying to explain it the best way that I can. So how do we get this done? The Negredo was more physical. The Albedo was more emotional. This is more mental. So how I'm speaking to you and the intention in this video, in this content, is for you to really think about yourself, if you are a caterpillar and if you are a butterfly. And if you desire to be a butterfly, you have to enter into a cocoon, which is called the Negredo. You stay in the Negredo for long enough, you emerge with wings, and the understanding is that you have to first realize that I'm no longer a caterpillar. I gotta separate all my caterpillar shit. Like, if I'm crawling on the ground, burrowing into the shit and, having all these caterpillar emotions, then I'm not in alchemy zone. I'm still in caterpillar zone, and I'm gonna just keep, whatever. Pay my rent on time, go to work, I'm doing my caterpillar shit, and that's cool. But if we want a transformation, if we're trying to free ourselves completely, because I guess the ultimate point that this work got me through, like some real shit of what I was going through, was actually shedding that shit, actually shedding that fear of, oh shit, being broke or being homeless or breaking up with my, like, all worst fears, like everything, just separating it. Like, you know what, fuck this shit, you know what I'm saying? We gotta come up with a plan. And going in on my wife and going in on myself and going, like, all this shit. Ever since I've been doing this video, it's been rough. Like, my friends know, like, the people that's close to me, when we talk, I'm like, yo, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm going through some shit, yo. But I'm not just, like, going through shit like you would normally, like my life is fucked up. I'm going through stuff like I'm shedding. Like, if I'm and really coming face to face with that and telling my wife, like, yo, we gotta come up with a plan, because I'm playing my shit out all whack. Like, this shit is not how this shit's, like, I had like plans for shit, and I'm not even. Boom, she going through shit, I'm going through shit, the kids going through shit, us as a family going through shit. People ask me how I'm doing. Hey man, it's cool. Like, I ain't got, like, we ate every day, normal, like, we good. We gooder than good, because what I'm trying to say is the point of this shit is Jupiter, right? That's like the solar light, the grand illumination, like, cause I came into this week like, yo, like I'm saying all of that in past tense, like I went through that shit, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here today. You like the normal hood mystic, like any time previous to the days have been like, fucks up, it's the hood mystic, like, you know what I'm saying, like, nah, like you know what I'm saying, I was bugged out, cause that's like actually doing it, like really transforming your soul. And really, so I got negative habits and I got things that I was doing, things that I wasn't doing, you know, that I had to change. And so all of this is ugly, you know. And so let me just give you a quick rundown. I don't know, since these alchemy videos is like mostly the latest content that I've been doing, they've been kind of long, so either that's a good thing or a bad thing depending on what your preference is, but just another disclaimer. So let's just go through these verses, man, because where we think we're talking about this all-knowing being in the sky, this is actually an alchemical formula on how to create, and it's all spoken in code. But factor in the alchemy that I've been studying, it's just easy for me to translate everything that I've been doing in this little section. Now, excuse me, I don't know if anybody else has done this or made this connection, but I'm just personally telling y'all, I made this connection on my own. So if it's any beef or any discrepancy, please let me know, because I'm really just kind of like, this shit just makes super sense to me, and hopefully it makes sense to you. So if we want to understand the Negredo phase as understanding it in the Bible, Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, in the beginning, God created heavens and earth. And if we want a context for what God is, we can reference Hebrews 12:28 when they state that their God is an all-consuming fire. So boom, that's all you gotta say. Ain't nothing more. It's that fire that burns within our heart. Where my book at? You want to know about that fire that burns in your heart? Get this book, Love is a Fire. So it ain't really no mystery on what God is. God rests in your heart, and it's a fire. And if you want a physical counterpart, you have a burial mound. And if you want to know what a burial mound is, go anywhere on the planet, any ley line or any major site, whether it's a mountain, mound, pyramid, you'll find these specific astrological correspondences between the earth and the stars. So, you know, the ancients were completely aware of the connection between the earth and the stars. The difference between us is that we completely forgot it. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was formless and empty, and darkness was over the surface of the deep. The spirit of the God was hovering over the waters. So in the quick Cliff Notes version, if you want the full version, you got to check the Negredo video. But in the quick Cliff Notes version, you literally have to submerge into what is formless and empty, i.e. your cocoon. And if you would imagine yourself to be in a cocoon, that darkness would be over the surface of the deep, and you would understand that the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And why would you say that? Because you're literally going in there as this like fucking slithering caterpillar, you know, just, you know, burrowing itself in the ground, you know, getting swept off you, you know, it's a goddamn caterpillar, you know, step on it, you know, just a caterpillar, right? And then you go into this darkness. What else could, you know, elevate you to that level? Cause so therefore within that darkness there must be a light, there must be a spirit of a particular energy that is transforming you. And once you've received your wings, the idea is let there be light. And there was light, and God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. So that's albedo. And so therefore, as you emerge from this cocoon, right, you emerge from the cocoon, what is the obvious thing that you're gonna see? Light, right? Let there be light. Like, my nigga, I'm flying, but I'm also separating from what I once was, and that's powerful, right? That's like, damn, like, I'm no longer a caterpillar no more. And it's like, you know, where you niggas get so confused and complicated, and you're reading so many books and you're trying to do so much, and it's like, yo, how do I get to any type of level or do any type of work? You have to, in the beginning, you create the heavens and the earth from going within. The formless, the empty, the darkness, the cocoon phase. Hope I'm making sense. But so once you separate and you begin to fly, I guess you enter into another realm of Citrinitas. Verse 5. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And what he didn't do was call the light better, call the light greater, call the light important, call the light, something to strive for, call the light everything that you need. He called the light day, and he called the darkness night. What he does, or what we're really bear witness to, is that day and night exist in the same space. Very simple, but in a sense is very profound too, because in this alchemical process, part of the albedo phase is to enter yourself into reality. And where we may think we're a reality, we're really not, if we think that we could will things into our existence that benefit purely us. And then we think of ourselves as this complete individual, and we factor our life on a comfort that don't even bring us real comfort. It only brings us isolation and a real, like, we don't really get to deal with ourselves, so we just live in this kind of fantasy of hoping. Did you have a good day, babe? I had a good day. Them niggas ain't get on my nerves today. Oh, that's good, babe. What the kids doing? Eating the same shit they eat every day, babe. It's a happy family. Family matters type shit. You feel me? Like, that's what it amounts to, or that's what we hope for. But you get all types of drama, all types of bullshit. It never lives up to your expectations, because you calling the light better than the night. You calling the night better. You calling the night worse than the light. Or darkness is somehow worse off than light, when the reality is that day and night are in the same house. We're in the same world. And you want to close yourself off to particular experiences. You want to move out the hood or do whatever the hell you want to do. I guess you just always have to factor in that it's a real world, and within that real world is day and night. So I guess moving forward with that understanding, we can get into the actual keywords that signify the third phase of the alchemical process. This is the process of transmutation, transformation, change, and metamorphosis. Simply put, a caterpillar and a butterfly are not the same. They don't do the same shit. They don't go the same places. They don't speak the same language. You don't see a caterpillar and a butterfly in the same space. Now, a butterfly might have a mama and a daddy caterpillar that they no longer see and no longer deal with, because when you telling them, mama, this is an ankh, it just represents what I think it represents. Mama, my hair ain't nappy, these is dreads. Mama, I don't worship the devil, I'm just not into like you constantly telling your mama, like, I'm not killing nobody, I'm not sacrificing no babies, I'm not riding on the broom. Sometimes I ride on the broom. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you not like, I'm the same person, but my information and my knowledge has expanded, and in that space, I'm the bad guy, I'm the boogeyman, and I refuse to sit and talk caterpillar talk with niggas. Like, I'm not about to sit and talk about LeBron James with niggas no more. I'm not sit about to talk about cars with niggas no more. I'm not about to say where the hoes at with niggas no more. So I'm not saying that these are the only type of niggas that exist, but these are the only type of niggas that I grew up around. And so in that space, like, if I made different choices, like, you know, raising a family and, you know, being there for my family, my dad wasn't like that. None of my uncles was really like that. They was doing their thing for real, you know. If anything, it was a show. But me, I'm like, this is some different shit. Like, I gotta learn. I gotta take a parenting class because I don't got no examples on how to be a father. You feel me? And that's just my reality. And so I guess when you deal with illumination, it's a lot of different things that you come to a conclusion. Like, no, we can't do it like we've been doing it, babe. We gotta make some changes. And generally, if it's meant to be, you know, you make those changes. You make the transmutation because it makes sense to change. It makes sense to want to be a butterfly. And generally, you might be a butterfly married to a caterpillar, right? And how is that gonna work out? Like, you know, you've been really studying and working on yourself and really trying to gain knowledge yourself, and your partner been, you know, getting Philly cheesesteaks, watching the game, you know, trying to get tickets to the show, and you really trying to gain knowledge of yourself. So key in on that disclaimer. If there are things that you tend to want to do as a caterpillar that you think is normal and natural, man, everybody go to the game. Man, everybody do the electric slide. Everybody get drunk. Everybody go out. What you mean you don't go out? Oh, you think you better than people? It's like, me and my wife, it's like, damn, I don't want to cut them off, but I gotta cut them off because they ain't, you know, I ain't trying to do that shit no more. And then what you generally find out is, you know, you just stop talking, or, you know, some shit happen and you like, all right, see you when I see you, you know. I'm about to fly over there, so I see you doing that caterpillar shit. And again, we not dissing being a caterpillar. This is not an emotional thing. We should have reconciled our emotions in the albedo phase. When we come to this space, we're in a mental space of, I'm a goddamn butterfly, so I need to start doing butterfly shit. Like, niggas is fucking up my wings, niggas is stepping on my wings, niggas is acting like my wings is ugly. You know, these is functional. It's not for style. You know, I wear sigils and, you know, things like this, like cash, like, bro, I used to be so broke. Like, I would have never imagined, like, I would have a townhouse and be supporting a family. Like, man, I've sigilized my life. You know, I've really been working with sigils. So where you see cash and you think like it's a logo and I'm trying to get you to buy some clothes, nope. Like, I could care less. Like, another thing about me, I do shit for myself. Like, so it's like, people can support me or not support me. I'ma always support me, cause like, I ain't doing shit for like style. I'm doing shit for function. Like, I ain't create these sigils, I ain't create these symbols. Like, these symbols exist before I was even born. I just put them together and made the intention, you know. And the intention is, as it states, cash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't never be asking nobody for shit, you feel me? Like, cause I'm telling you, man, like, through this process where I wasn't necessarily wanting money, but damn, I wasn't necessarily wanting love, but damn, like, man, shit, I, like, hard for me to even get a haircut, like, because the energy is so strong and I don't even want to change nothing. And what else I've been doing is really getting into Teddy Pendergrass too, so that's another reason why I haven't really shaved and things of that nature. But another side note, I should be doing an interview tomorrow with Peace Dealer, so I will be getting a haircut for that. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. Be sure to tune in on his channel. We're gonna do a peace talk. So alchemy showing up in real terms, and actually this was something that we've been talking about for a long time, but now it's coming into manifestation. And when I say manifestations have been happening for me, my wife, my family, is all due to alchemy. And it was just the overall understanding that, shit, I'm the hood mystic. Like, so therefore, I'm coming into my own shit that I've set up a long time ago. But in that space, though, it's like, once I'm not even gonna bullshit you. Once I do the alchemy, then I'm really starting to deal with the particular energies and the deities that I've already dealt with. But I'm very clean and clear, and I can see myself in past life form, and where I'm not going to deities like, look, I'm Kyrie, I'm from Lippert, I just need $20 so I can, you know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to get some gas money, Ocean, like, you know what I'm saying, Pambagita. So I'm dealing with Pambagita now, and I'm dealing with Ochosi now, and I'm dealing with the saints and all of that, but I'm dealing with them in a different energy because I'm on my butterfly shit. It's like, as a caterpillar, I'm looking up like, Ocean, I know you see me. I know you see me. You try to like glow or something, you know what I'm saying? You like, Ocean, you better send me some love. I'm lonely. That type of shit. As a butterfly, I'm flying up to whatever, I'm on the level like now wherever, and I can see clearly the rain is cold. So yeah, in Christian mythos, there's a such thing as Yom Kippur, and Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement. And Yom is the word that is used in the Bible, where it says God called the light day. You see where it's in quotation day, that word is Yom, right? Yom just means the opposite of darkness. So darkness is not symbolized as woe is me, Tammy from down the street, can't find a man, don't nobody like me. That's darkness. No, everything human, like the whole kit and caboodle, darkness, caterpillar shit. Trying to find a friend in darkness. Yom, the light, is, I'm way more confident in finding like-minded people at this space that I'm in right now. Because I know what type of people I want, and I know the type of kind of temperament or psychology or spirituality that they must kind of hold. Not like I ain't gonna talk to caterpillars no more, but like I said, this ain't an emotional reaction. It's not good or bad. It's like I low-key don't even understand what people be talking about no more. So this is a great emergence. This is an illumination. This is a transformation that hopefully we can understand. And so in this context, Yom just means that the light is always paired with the darkness. And so furthermore, this explains the devil. This explains the trickster figure. This explains the Satan archetype, where they present an energy that is night and day, and God just presents an energy that is just, well, the supposed God that we've, idolized is all that's good, as a caterpillar, because it's so fucked up that you can only hope for the good, right? Because Otherwise, you're just gonna be burrowing in the sand, and you're gonna get stepped on, and shit sucks as a caterpillar. So you just hope to get a nice car and have a nice life. And another understanding that we must be faced with if we come into the Citrinitas phase is that we don't know what it's like to be a butterfly. So it's best to not hold any particular emotion, because it's just like, fuck it, I'm a butterfly, so I'm gonna do things as needed. And in that space, you are bound to come in, because you'll see a butterfly. You'll come into contact with other butterflies, and then this should answer a lot of questions. Why haven't I X? Like, whatever. Why haven't you? Why can't I never find no people like me in my neighborhood? Everybody be doing dumb shit, so I gotta isolate myself. Well, you don't really isolate yourself enough then. You need to submerge yourself into darkness until you find the light. That light will open up, you'll begin to fly, and then from there you'll find like-minded individuals, because this particular space represents seeing your true solar light. Because what we've been experiencing before alchemy is a lunar light. And a lunar light is just a dark light, and it's just like a light that, is just enough. It's like the moonlight. You think that you're seeing with the moonlight until the sun rises, and now you really can see, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like being in a club and thinking like you dancing with, Sharita. And it's really James. Once the light come on, you see that mustache and that goatee, them shoulders. You see them shoulders. You get to see. So just imagine your whole life you thinking that your wife is somebody that you really truly love, but you only dealing with the lunar light or the moonlight, honeymoon, right? But you don't really get to see her in the sun. And then when you actually start to doing the work and you really start to look at your partner, especially if your partner not doing this work with you, especially if you figure it to be important to change your understanding, or you don't want to be a caterpillar, but your wife or your husband is perfectly fine with being a damn caterpillar. Like, something is wrong with them. No, something is wrong with you for just acquiescing to their caterpillar lifestyle and not thinking about elevating yourself. So another thing I don't want to talk about, mystical, the man right here, mystic or secret rites. So on some real shit, them shoulders. Sharita. It's James. Okay, yeah. So it's like you couldn't. So what me and my wife, because May 23rd is me and my wife's anniversary. We went on our first date May 23rd, 2016. Yeah, 3 years. It seemed like 3 lifetimes, dog. What is, like, this is some conscious ass shit, right? Damn, only 3 years. Feel like 30. Feel like we got like 80 kids. But I guess that's just in the future. I'm speaking things into existence. What? Okay. Yeah, so May 23rd, me and my wife, we're gonna go get tattoos. We're gonna go to the mound, and we're gonna start a secret society, because that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like, if you can't form a secret society with a person, then you really ain't really rocking with that person all the way. You know what I'm saying? And it's butterfly to butterfly. You understand? Me and my wife, we butterflies. And it's like, whoever butterflies with us, like, you can get into the secret society. But generally, you know what I'm saying, like, we ain't came up with a name or nothing. It's just like super loose right now, but that's the overall goal. You know, with kids and all that, it's hard to kind of formalize and come together with plans, but just the idea alone, we gonna follow through, but we gonna get the details. We last minute type of people anyway, so we get it down. But like-minded individuals, that's why we so cool, and that's why we click so hard, is because we share the same mind. We had the same goals. We discuss things, good, bad, or indifferent. Like, you would want to have that relationship with somebody that you could grow with. Like, I'm not gonna sit and talk to you about the day shit. Oh, I got a man that's day. He does everything that I want him to do. Well, what about the night shit? It ain't no night shit, hood mystic. He perfect. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want a girl that's all day. You know, big butt, cook good, long hair, big butt, hope she got a, you know what I'm saying, like, just dumb shit, right? People is day and night, but you gotta understand that and who you dealing with. And generally, up until this point, we only chose people on day, or what we perceived as day. I don't, but I know that's what a lot of people do. They deal with people on a perceived basis of, what have you done for me lately? Dum, 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 dum. Ooh, yeah. Like, and that's it. And you start, you know, going into your shit, and it's like, dun, dun, what have you done for? Like, I'm catching feelings. You ain't doing shit for me, you know. But that's a whole nother conversation, man. But yeah, alchemy could be done in relationships, though. It could be done with all different types of things. That's kind of why I have the article that's located in the description, where this information can literally be applied to anything. And at this stage of alchemy, you should recognize your intuition, or what they like to call the anima. The anima is just the female, or the psychic sense, or the realized woman. And it's not an actual woman, but it's a symbol or archetype of a woman, which represents our psychic sense. And our psychic sense is real, and it needs to be uncovered. So many people that I talk to is like, well, I was super psychic when I was a little kid, and then I got into high school and said fuck that shit. Right, John, but not you. We gonna keep you up on it. Yeah. So when you examine all of who you are, and you don't factor in the anima or the psychic sense, you missing a major part. And this actual part is bringing that to light. It's bringing your wings. It's allowing you to fly, because your psychic sense isn't like a dud. It ain't a lemon. It ain't a flunky. Like, if you do this right, like, you see yourself in full, you know, with your crown on, you know, with your robe, your past lives, like, your shit together, your shit is tight, because your soul and your solar light is Jupiter, is the wheel of fortune. It is your crowning ceremony. Like, this is all facts. The only reason why you say it wouldn't be facts is because you haven't worked through these steps. And I've kind of laid out the different ways that we could begin to access some of these steps. And I know that this conversation is like kind of big or whatever, but you know, deal with me on the Slack, Google Hangout. We do the shadow group. Like, we could always build, like, we could build on it. But I think that it's important, because what I'm gonna get from a lot of people is, Hood Mystic, can you help me with this caterpillar shit? And I'm gonna be like, okay, what you want to do? I just want me a nice caterpillar house, man, with a nice mortgage, 30 years. It's like, you really about to be a caterpillar for the next 30 years? Like, yeah, like and people's mindsets don't even be thinking about elevation. So in this conversation, I know it's people that's like been tuned out, because like they can't even factor in having a psychic sense, like being deeply psychic. So of course I'm talking about the butterfly and the caterpillar, right? And I know niggas is like, this nigga Hood Mystic really flying though? Like he done really said this shit like 50 times during the video. Like, I think this nigga really flying on the low. Like, I'm really trying to inundate you with a metaphor. So the butterfly and the wings is being completely and deeply intuitive, being all-knowing, raising your God level up. You've unified your animus and your anima, and you've rectified your shadow. All of this process, I'm speaking in kind of allegory and speaking in kind of codes, because to be so direct in this conversation, I don't know, it's alchemy. Like it's literally an indirect conversation. Like, it's like the Bible. Like, the Bible is powerful, but it ain't like, it's just in the book, like, yeah, God is the shit, the end. You know what I'm saying? It's like story after story and example after example of different shit, and all explaining one thing. And that's the interesting thing about esoterics and spirituality. And the more that you weave, and the more that you understand, and the more that you grow, the more that you realize that it's all the same thing, and you begin to put it all together. If you're looking at this thing as fragmented and different, you're looking at people as individuals, you're looking at the world as the world, you don't see the matrix, you don't see it as Maya, you're still caught in a particular loop that alchemy can free you from. The Negredo, and understand, let me reiterate, this is not emotional. This is not something that you just like, oh, but what about the caterpillar babies? They gonna figure it out too. And if you dive deep into your cocoon, you'll be the symbol or the beacon for what they need to do to get to your level. Okay, so Negredo was physical, Albedo was emotional. This is the mental. In the mental, in your mind, in the meditation, you see yourself as the butterfly or the completely new being. And in this space, if you fully identify with the anima, then you create completely new rules. Like that Bill Maher show. New rules. New dynamics, new parameters, new boundaries. So you're a butterfly now. Your house gotta be a little bigger. You got a wingspan now. Oh, I almost show my wings. You almost saw that. You almost saw my wings. Can't see my wings. Or you can continue to do the same old thing and just continue to do the caterpillar shit. You know what I'm saying? One more time for the road. The Negredo process is the earth. The Albedo is the emotional. This right here is the air, the mental. This is the ascent. The ego flying to the sun, or what I like to call a butterfly. Now this picture make a little bit more sense, hopefully. I know at first he was looking at that picture like, what the hell? It's a mystic. I'm telling you, that's about to be me real soon. Wait for it. Okay. Real magic. Isaac Bonewitz. This is my cousin's book, but I grifted it off of him. He done grifted hella books off of me. But yeah, this is where we was talking about that yellow magic earlier in the year. But I'm gonna just read the back of it. So, real magic. The author, and the reason why I brought this up, because this book deals with yellow magic. The Citrinitas phase is the yellowing phase, and so yellow magic is allowing your psychic sense to invade your ego and take over without going crazy, without being schizophrenic, without being bipolar. We talking about real magic. We talking about your soul, letting your soul glow, you feel me, and being somebody completely different and allowing that person to come. So if it's the same old Tammy from down the street that's going through the same old shit, and you justifying, you rectifying, well, I gotta do this, and you know how I be, I just be doing the same old shit, I don't never do nothing different. Well, as a butterfly, you begin to learn how to do the things different. And so I'm gonna just read the back of this book if you're interested. And this kind of ties into what we was talking about. The author maintains that real magic is neither white, good, nor black, bad, but occurs in a rainbow of colors: red to rule the body, yellow to govern the mind and nervous system, blue to influence the emotions, and purple to dominate passion. So you really got to get into your color magic too, your sigil magic, and understanding your subconscious mind. And part of this is what they would call parapsychology, or psychology mixed with spirituality, mixed with astrology, mixed with occultism, mixed with Gnosticism, mixed with mysticism, mixed with Sufism, mixed with what else do we got mixed in here? Got some Druids, got some Nordish, got the Irish Celtic mythology, got the fairy magic, got the Native American magic, got the Mayan energy, got the Olmec energy, what else? Got the Mayan energy, got the ancient America from the Adena to the Hopewell to, there's so much energy in this platform that we reference, where it's not just spirituality that I'm presenting to you. I'm presenting to you a scholastic form of psychology. And psychology, if you look into the etymology, just means the study of the soul. And when we look across the world, we see the motifs of the soul in the form of symbology, in the form of sigils, in the form of colors, in the form of observation. And I guess the fundamental point is to say, if these human beings can do this, why can't I? And then, boom. You know how we be like, boom. What's the question that we asking? Who are you? Not who am I, nigga. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? Who are you? This is the question that you asking to everybody. What's the cause of suffering? Relationships. Relationships with who? Caterpillars. It's very simple. You gonna want to make it hard, and that's what you gonna do. So what we dealing with is the solar plexus. The metal we dealing with is 10. 10 is highly reflexive. It's bendable. It's very bright. It shines like the Tin Man. And the Citrinitas actually means, let's see, I got it written down, the yellowing or shining or to make golden. Okay, and the planet is Jupiter, and Jupiter rules. If we want to understand Jupiter, if we're like looking at the planet, it's like, I don't know what Jupiter means. An easy way to break that down is look at the tarot card, the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is, everything good. So, got money coming in, stabilizing my family, realizing my work situation, beginning to work with a lot of different people, and, just really understanding who I am as an energy. And, my wife be looking like a snack, my kids be looking good. I just like happy, man, proud of myself, you know what I'm saying? Because, not too long ago, I was homeless. When I met my wife, May 23rd, 2016, I was actually homeless. And I was a single father of a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old. And I didn't know what the fuck was about to happen with my life. On some real shit. I didn't know if like I was gonna commit suicide, or if I was gonna give my kids up for adoption, or if I was gonna get murdered, because like I said, I was homeless and I had my 2 young children, and we was living in a trap house with my aunt 3 years ago. This is no cap, and that was a situation that I really couldn't get out of. And you know how I got out of it? No cap. I started drawing little sigils, little bindings, because I was like, I'm not about to live here with my kids, and the only thing that I know how to do is magic. So I started, binding her, and I was like, my intention in the sigil was that anything that she would attempt to do to harm myself or my children would come back on her. And I put them bindings on the outside of her, like, because her room was on like the lower floor, and her windowsill, like the outer windowsill, was like there, and I placed the paper like right there, and I kind of hid it and I tucked it. So it was like, it was weird, but whatever. So me and my kids would sleep. No lie, she woke up early, like not even early, like late. It's 2:00 in the morning. She ain't know what had hit her. I knew that magic was real because she was tripping so hard. And I just grabbed my 2 sons, and I just grabbed them close to me, like don't worry, because like I'm gonna just use magic to get us out of these situations, because that's all I really had. Like, and that was really teaching me something. Like, man, sometimes you can do everything that you can do on the human level and it just won't work. But when you start doing things on the internal level, like, I didn't necessarily know how to write binding sigils, but I just went within myself, like, this is the intention of this sigil, to protect me and my children. And then, like, the craziest shit happened. We was expecting a check, and mind you, we was living in a place and we got kicked out of that place, and so we went to go live with my aunt down the street at the trap house, because like that's where we could live. And I was still working, and you know how like working, you don't never really have enough for that first and last deposit. So waiting for this check, something just hit me like, damn, I should just go check the old spot. Like, cause I went to the spot and I'm like, damn, y'all supposed to send me this check. Like, oh, we sent it. Like, y'all sent it? Like, when? Like 2 weeks ago we sent it. Like, y'all sent it 2 weeks ago. Like, I ain't got shit, you know what I'm saying? So I just, jet back to the old house. Like, I'm just driving fast as fuck. Like, damn, I'm like, this is crazy. If this check is there, like, me and my kids can move, man. Like, I'm just driving. Lo and behold, I get there, it's like, check is in the mail in the old house. I'm like, shit. You know what I'm saying? That was just like an intuition type of thing. So the magic is within you, and particular dark situations are to reveal the light. Be sure to check the article. I hope this content was I hope this content was beneficial, man, and I hope it was like some information that you really haven't heard before, and you could begin to utilize it and incorporate it in your conscious experience, man. If you want to support me at all, I'll accept donations, Cash App, PayPal. The best thing you could do is join my Patreon page, join a particular tier. It comes with goodies, and it also comes with monthly moon sign readings. I completed all the monthly moon sign readings for this month, so if you haven't got in, make sure you get in before the month is over. From here on out, I'm only doing 3-card spreads because I like the feel of those. Was doing 1-card readings, but now we moving into the 3-card spread. So if you want a monthly 3-card spread from the Hood Mystic, be sure to sign up to the Patreon page. Other than that, man, I spilled out a lot of information, and I'm gonna be back tomorrow with the Peace Dealer, so I'm gonna try to be prepared for whatever he got prepared for me, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow on his channel, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Thank y'all for rocking with me for the past hour and 5 minutes. The Hood Mystic at hoodmystic.com, hoodmystic@gmail.com is the email. But peace and love, man. Love y'all.